One second, everyone. Let me flip you on over here. So we are actually trying out a couple new things. I actually have some options here. We have different versions of scenes. So we have one that's more open to the screen, but then we have one that's more open to chat. How's it going, Steven and Meows Things? Good to see you both. Thank you, everyone that joined in and is okay with me arriving a couple minutes late. I spent this morning actually buying a 4K webcam, so that's the delay that it took for this morning. And thank you for the subscription tier 1, Cinder Elite. I appreciate you. And I'm wondering why I didn't see your follow. I want to make sure that alert box is up to the top. I feel like I didn't get to see it, so we're gonna move that around and make sure that doesn't happen again. The way you pop up in all your glory, and make sure it's moved up in all of these too. I completely redid these widgets so that way we would be able to see things a little bit easier, just depending on the type of scene and whatnot that we were looking at. Don't panic. I'm just flipping through these scenes real quick, just to make sure that they're all correct, because I redid all of these this morning after I accidentally overwrit them, so I started all over again. Hey man, how's it going, Exiled Tears? And thank you for the kind words, Cinder Elite. Awesome informative vids. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. And hopefully here the chat box will start picking up what everyone is saying, because it drives me insane when it does not. So hopefully it will do that here in just a minute. That was kind of the whole point of making this extra scene and getting all this extra equipment, is so that it would more seamlessly give you guys this nice big chat box here to the right. But we'll see how that goes. You never know, honestly, with anything that requires technology. And unfortunately, I missed yesterday's login reward, so I am going to miss out on a couple things. Holiday period and whatnot. Work was crazy yesterday. Fortunately, you guys know how it is. I can move this thing over somewhere too. You guys don't need to see the keyboard. What's good? What's good? You know, Tiger, we've upgraded a little bit. We have a 4K webcam. You probably, I don't know if you can tell the difference or not. It's a little bit tricky to tell, but we did upgrade that this morning and changed the overlay slightly. I have bunches of different versions of the overlays. The only problem I'm running into is your guys' chat box is not popping up. So I'm going to delete the chat box and remake it, because I would really like you guys to be able to see each other when you guys talk. You know, it's kind of helpful, you know. Chat highlights, view count, sponsor banner, follower goal, credit, media share. There's always something going crazy whenever I try to stream. There's always some headassery occurring. I actually at the bear farm, by the way. I saw somebody run the bear farm yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, people do still come to the bear farm. Event lists, images, instant replay scene, follower goal, chat box. There we go. Add source, chat box. Okay, move it over here. If you guys don't mind chit-chatting here to test to see if it starts working, that would be much appreciated. I'm going to look in the source, chatter, font settings, visual settings. First, says Shaggy, but yet Shaggy does not appear in the chat box. Only in my Streamlabs multi-stream box. Chasing my 3-year-old, said Steven. just a figment of the imagination anyway. Neither one of you are popping up at my chat box, which I just completely redid. It's truly sad. I guess what a lot of people do is they just... So apparently there's a bot that you can just put in, essentially, that will show each other's stuff from one to the other, but I don't know where to get said bot. I could probably look it up while I'm here. Just finished that video for you, man. Thank you, Exile. I have to honestly get working on it. I've been busy, unfortunately. I'm gonna see if I can figure out where to go to get bot that shows Twitch and YouTube chat. Nightbot. This Nightbot. Is this what I need? Allows you to automate your live stream chat with automation. It does that. I don't know. Does anyone know how that works? I guess I could switch it since the freaking thing's not working. You don't have to sit and stare at a non-working chat log. Steven says, been watching some of your videos. Thanks, by the way, for all the tips. Thank you, Steven, for stopping by and watching. We'll just switch this back here. We could just sit in sadness, I guess, you know. Sad times. What I'm thinking is I'll just see if I can work on finding a habit. And to be fair, like, if the chats would go between both of them, I mean, both Twitch and YouTube have easy ways for you can see the chat, so then we wouldn't have to worry about all this clunky UI and mumbo jumbo. But that's the thing I'm just trying to figure it out. Just got home from work and you were live. Perfect timing for the weekend. What time zone are you guys all in, by the way? Hello, says Captain Castillo. Because this is not usually when I would stream, because normally I would be suffering through work at this very minute, as it's 1:49 p.m. for me. But does anyone know how you can get your chat bots, connect your apps, and automate workflow? You info between chatbot and you. It's not. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, what's your Twitch channel? I'll follow you there too. So it's Jake Clips ESO is the Twitch channel. Drops are enabled, by the way. So if you do watch on Twitch, you will be working towards an Osboro Crown Crate. I don't know how many there are in this. I wonder if it'll tell me my Twitch UI here. Let's see. Thank you for the follow. Shag Gome Try Funk. Alright, let's see. It should have the Osboro Crown Crate thing somewhere on here, because I remember it popped up when I was looking at it. It popped up. So I know it's here somewhere. It is. Alright. View details. Let's see. So if any of you guys on Twitch right now, and you go to the Happy Holidays ESO fam, and it says how to earn drops, yada yada, and then it says reward, Osboro Crown Crate, quantity unlimited. The last time it said quantity unlimited, you could get one. But I'm like, one is actually pretty far from unlimited. The only thing that will be further away is 0. So I feel a little bit gypped by that. So does anyone know? Is it a glitch? Are we supposed to get more than one? Are they only allowing us to get one? I'm very confused as to what they are doing with that. I might also delete this UI down here. Thank you for the follow, Captain Castillo 24. Your name looks very familiar. Just kidding, I know. They seem to be limited to one every few days and only have gotten 2. See, that's weird because you would think it would be, you wouldn't get 2. It's weird. Whatever they're doing is just extremely weird. Maybe this is the way to play, in stream with no real UI except a webcam and this clunky microphone and a sleeping cat that's right here. Thank you for the follow, Cosmic Soul Tiger. Thanks for joining the Twitch squad. Pull it back so I can watch Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Thank you for the follow, Tomb BBS82. Thank you guys all for stopping over. Welcome if you guys haven't come here before. There's a couple things that I wanted to talk to you guys about also. I have two kind of ideas that I'm looking to kind of introduce permanently, right? Or kind of like work on. So, found you, it's Steven from YouTube. Well, thank you for, being on both. So, there's two things that I'm working on. One, on Xbox, I'm trying to create some sort of program or something where I can assist newer players in getting gold. In that, I want to give out like 50,000 gold or some sum of gold to new players on Xbox who either watch the streams or watch the YouTube videos. So what I mean by that is that what I would do is so say for example a subscriber would message me on Discord and say, hey, I'm a new player, I need help with gold, or I want to get into trading, and then I would then mail them. They would give me their Xbox gamer tag. I would mail them 50,000 gold, something like that. I've been motivated to do that for two reasons. One is so I've seen two YouTube comments that kind of sparked this idea. One of them literally was like 50,000 gold would change like the whole way I play ESO. I could go out and get training gear. I could go out and gold out my armor for the first time. I feel like I'd be much more competent. And then another one said, like, if, the first 50,000 gold is so difficult, it would give me access to guild traders. It would give me access to all these things. Thanks for the follow, Meat Shield 45. It would give me access to all of these things. And I thought, well, there has to be a way that I could help give out gold to these players who need help with a startup. But I don't know how to do that. So, if you have ideas, please help me. Because, at the end of the day, sending it out wouldn't be hard. You would just, go to your mail and just start, sending out, gold to people. And then that would be that piece. That piece is relatively straightforward. It's more so the idea of, like, how do I find these people? How do I help these people? And stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what's the most effective way to do that piece of things. So that, if you guys have ideas for that, let me know, because that's what I'm trying to work out. And I'm not sure exactly how to do it. And then it's like, could I expand this to other platforms? I know someone who would help me out on EU. I won't throw his name out because I don't want him to bind him to any sort of agreement until I've kind of worked it out. But similar to like the project that Nephis was working on, where he was trying to encourage people to get into trial running and into doing raids or whatever, he was referring to his project as. I could see something like that, but for like merchanting and, like getting off your feet on the ground, like, or even if people wanted help getting things like training gear, having a point of contact for different, people who could help with that, I think could be really cool. That's kind of my motivation, is to try to figure out how I can help people get started. Because I think that especially on console, there's just so much there's so many new players because you have it on the Game Pass, and I think that there's just such a high bar into getting into ESO. You could start a guild for your viewers on Xbox and do giveaways to them. That's true. I wouldn't want it to be exclusive, though, to people who were in the guild, because that also caps us at 500 people, and there's only like 20 slots, I think, even in the guild right now. You guys are all more than welcome to join my guild, too, right now. Adopt a noob play series. I was thinking something like that. I wasn't trying to, patronize anybody. That's kind of my motivation right now, is how can I help that group of players who are new and need things, stuff. What can I do to help them? That's kind of my motivation right now, and that's what I wanted your guys' help to help me brainstorm. Like, what can be done to help that specific population of people? And not necessarily just that population, it's like, how can I help people, make gold and, participate in the economy and get the stuff they need to get off the ground? Because, a lot of you guys are watching are probably 160 or, well above 160 is what I should say. So to get off the ground for you doesn't mean a whole lot. You guys come back to ESO, you have, probably old gear, but it's still usable for most content. You might have a little bit of grinding, but imagine being level 3 to level 50. You don't have any champion points. The game can just be so overwhelming. So that's kind of something I'm trying to figure out currently. But it's a work in progress, as you can imagine. And I also have to clear my mailbox. Get all this garbage out of here. The other thing that I'm trying to figure out too is how can I... So I want to start redoing some of my old videos. How's it going, Hector? And I want to redo some of them. And the number one video I want to redo is the new / returning player guide. And so I thought to myself, well, how can I make a video to highlight new returning player stuff? So I wondered what your guys' things, like when you guys come back to ESO or have returned to ESO or just play ESO in general, what are some things that confuse you the most? What things do you guys think are the most important mechanics to the game that aren't usually, explained very well? What do you think could do well in like a 15 to 20 minute video to really highlight and crack down on what some of these things are? As a fairly new player myself, getting bag upgrades, inventory space is the biggest challenge and need. That's a great point. I think that's also one of the things that confuses people pretty significantly too, if I'm being honest. Oh, listening stuff up. I'm like distracting myself now. So those are the things that I'm trying to kind of work out at the minute. And I'm almost like trying to make like a list. Merry Christmas, I'm well, thanks for asking. Good to have you here, Hector. And thank you for the follow, Joy Loveful. CP points and sub-PP points, oh my god. Oh gosh. So explaining the champion point system, that, makes sense. Reviewing the armory. I think it'd be helpful to show how to change settings in the UI to make it easier to see AoEs. It's a good idea. I'm just trying to think like what's important to hit upon in a video. And finding out you can and should upgrade your free horse at the stables. That's a good point too. I don't remember what set this is from. I'm just going to list this back up. I feel like that got kicked out because I probably listed it horribly. How about a video explaining heavy and light attack changes that were made in Update 34, comparing the two, maybe using old video to compare with the new. The only reason I'm thinking about waiting on that, Hector, is they're actually talking about Update 37, 38, one of those is completely redoing that stuff again. That's kind of why I'm like, well, we'll give it a little bit. Thanks for the follow, Robin TG or Junior 001. Also, I found out a tunable armory station's Lightycraft world sets at your home. You explained it last week. But I think like just think logistically though. Like when you're coming to ESO, like what's, and then I'm like, should a returning player guide be different than a new player guide? Because a returning player guide, you could skip over a lot of the introductory stuff. That's where I'm trying to figure that out too. Thank you for the raid, Stitch the Sloth. A guide on how to figure out where to start questing would be cool. That's what I'm trying to think like too. So there is an infographic, if you guys haven't seen it, that basically says like hey, here's how you play ESO in order. The problem that I have is I've tried to blow up very well. Like, it's very blurry when you, like, try to, expand upon it. Our videos are going to be dope. I'm excited to work with you. Hopefully exiled tier. Recently started using my armory station to make crafting / gathering alternate builds of my main until I have plenty of skill points to combine them. Good idea. What do you guys think? Do you guys think a returning player guide should be combined with a new player guide, or do you think that they should be separated? I like the idea of the UI changes for AoEs. There's a magic color that should be used because of the game engine. I actually I think I just made my AoE just a tiny bit brighter. Separate. Okay, so Kirby's first one out of the box to say separate. What are you guys thinking? Telling them about the armory is big too. If I was to make an attempt at it, I would suggest to start Major Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, ASAP, and grab vanilla open sky shards. Are easier to get than doing delves. You can always come back and clean up the remainder of all 15 zones. It gives you advantage of skills quick. I would say though, awkward majority, it's probably a little bit faster if you were to do the public dungeons, but that's still great tips. I actually do have an old ESO new / returning player guide video, but it was made like very long ago. Probably a little bit cringe. Possibly separate, but a lot of info would overlap too. Good point. I think a lot of the sloth raid. Is that Lilo and Stitch? It's hard to see on my screen. That looks like, is that Lilo and Stitch? Sorry, lagged out, no problem. Totally agree with Pubs, good call. Don't know about the magic color. I don't think I do, Hector. The news returning is more or less the same because there's a lot of things a player might forget when returning. Good point. Stitch and sloths. It makes sense. Thank you guys also for coming over on Twitch. This is like some of the highest population of Twitch we've ever had. I don't know where my keyboard is for my computer. Oh, it's right here. See how we are on the Twitch lineup right now. Am I right, fellas? Let's take a look. Oh gosh, hang on. I'm listening to people on my. Don't play those. Oh, Deltius Gaming's on right now. 1.8k viewers. Sheesh. We're on what row are we on? We are on row 4, baby. Woo! Let's go. Let's set that back down. Also, for me, finding and doing the crazy ridiculous of the Alakir Dome route was a huge help for my progress. Good point. I think cunning, that's probably great for, and that's why I think it probably should be separate after you guys kind of said it. A new player guide would need to know stuff like that. Whereas like a returning player, it's kind of like, do I really, you probably at least remember the Alakir Desert Dolem runs. And thank you, by the way, for the follow, Ice Queen 7. Be right back. Got to feed the cat. If you have a cat, you know the urgency. Oh, I do. She's sleeping right here. She's literally right here. I don't know if she's sleeping. She's just curled up, looking at stuff. That's a good point, though. Keeping them, and I think potentially they would benefit from being separate. So I think what I'll do is I'll separate them. I only care about new player stuff. That's fair. And I think what you could do in that time period is you can focus on, like the new DLCs. You'd be focusing on what a returning player needs to focus on is like what's relevant now. I don't have a clue what that is. Love the YouTube content, Jake. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Ice Queen 7. Also, thank you to you guys all over on Twitch. The only way I can like actually see the updated numbers is because when I like tap on my screen, for some reason like the numbers through Streamlabs are always wholly inaccurate. So I appreciate you guys. We also need to go find some stuff to sell. So we might go and see. Why am I not able to press the A button? Hang on. Because my cat was sitting on my keyboard. And she was sitting on the enter button, so I was just constantly smashing the A button. I did not realize that my keyboard was plugged into my Xbox, was like sat below my cat under the blanket. Let me make sure she doesn't reclaim that keyboard. Definitely going to have to watch both videos when you get them done. Hey Jake, happy Friday. Good to see you too, James. Surprised that there's this many of you guys that are on right now. I thought, there wouldn't be as many due to, work and such. Ooh, we could go down to get some stuff at Cropsford pretty easily, but I also just bought stuff from Cropsford, so I'm going to go check out another PvP instance. For those of you wondering what I'm doing right now, is I still have a bunch of AP currency, and the easiest way to get rid of your AP currency into something valuable is to either go to Bruma, Cropsford, or Vlasteris. Usually a lot of good stuff there that you can buy. It's a little bit difficult though because you have to have that town controlled, so sometimes it's easier to just flip through the campaign, see if you can get to one. The only reason I don't want to go to Vlasteris is I've been to Vlasteris already. That's the one I have listed right now is from Vlasteris, so sometimes I like to switch it up from the vendors. Jake at work makes time fly. That's true too. I was thinking, I was like, man, I can, nobody's gonna watch me because they'll be working, but you can watch me at work, I guess. Jake, says Amanda, what is the Twitch channel? Jake Clips. Technically, the Twitch channel is actually, it's technically not. It's actually Jake Clips ESO because some little rapscallion took Jake Clips. So, unfortunately, I am Jake Clips ESO. Maybe I should do the real Jake Clips when I can change my name. Just search his name and it'll pop up. That's true. Powerful Salt, see if you can get the nice staff. I'd have to use my Telvar for that. What did I just check? Did I just check Black Reach? Where was I just at? Gray Reach. I'd guarantee you were probably getting shafted in Gray Reach. Let's see, though. we'll take a look. Oh no, that's lame. We'll see. I'll be like the real Jake Clips. That'll be my Twitch handle when I can update it. Oof. Well, we might get Bruma. The question is do I want to go to Bruma? Don't have a lot of Deadly, so I could buy some Deadly. I'm trying to think what else I would want, though. These are the things I consider. There's also other vendors over here that you could consider, too. Thank you for the follow, Benacat. I feel like I've seen you on YouTube before. Although I could be completely misimagining that. Hey, what did you say about our videos, man? My Wi-Fi sucks right now. Oh, I said I would, I should have time to work on that video Sunday, more than likely. And then we'll upload our video. We're working on a top 10 mementos video that can be earned. So those of you who haven't seen, I've been doing a lot of videos on top 5-10 rewards, like scryable mounts or titles that you can earn through achievements, or skins that you can earn through achievements, or skins that you can earn through side quests. So now we're going to be looking at mementos, like cool mementos that can be earned. I'm streaming another game on Twitch, so I'm popping in on my favorite streamers too. Thank you, Amanda, I appreciate it. Hey there, nice live stream time, 20:09 here in Sweden, which I think is 8:09. And then Tiger says Plague Breaks. The thing with the magical color in the games uses physics color that you should never see the game engine makes these ales look transparent. Huh. Thank you for the follow, Exiled Tears on Twitch. Glad to see you on both. Where was I going? What was I doing? I'm like walking around aimlessly now. I was like, did they take Bruma? They did not take Bruma. Dang it. Hi Jake, hi chat, how's it going? So the other thing too, chat, that we were trying to work out is, so I'm trying to create a system where I can assist new players in having like a little bit of starter gold, like a 50,000 gold start off. So if you guys have ideas or thoughts for that on how I could do that and kind of give people an easy way where they could send me a message or leave a comment or something specific, and then they would then get mailed 50,000 gold to kind of help them with starter expenses on ESO, on Xbox specifically, at least for now. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Thank you for the follow, Hisselhoff. That's something I'm passionate about and something I want to help new people with. Thanks for the follow, NV Honeybee. Have a great day, says Ice Cream. Time for sleep now. Give a like and a sub to Jake. Good dude. Thank you. Appreciate it. What's up, Jack? First time ever seeing your face on stream. Thank you, Trapstar Gamer. You are not the first person to call me Jack. What's funny is people will automatically type Jack, just like subconsciously, because it's very close to Jake. What's really weird is when people know my name in real life as Jacob or Jake, whichever, and they still call me Jack. I'm like, you're not writing it down. I actually saw my name on a court paper once as Jack. The court paperwork through work. I'm not actually like being sued or like hounded by like the IRS or anybody. Don't worry, I'm not like a criminal secretly on the DL. Although I will tell you, like, the old criminals can really throw a hamper in your day. There you are, a nice calm day, and somebody just decides to go out and act a fool. Then you gotta, do all this extra work, Don't you guys hate that when people act like silly gooses? Criminals are notorious for acting like silly gooses. I remember, about 2 months ago, 2 to 3 months ago, I was out with the police, doing a placement for a child that was unsaved because mom was doing a lot of things that were illegal, substance-wise, very hard ones that would potentially get me demonetized. And then there was like 9 police officers there because mom was like completely irate and yelling, and she was high and all that. And then they they were like, hey, 2 of us have to leave. Somebody took a shit in the CVS store just in the middle of the aisle. So then 2 to 3 of the officers then had to leave. That's just the life you have when you work a job that is always different every day. Oh no, sorry, I didn't see it. Oh, you're fine. I just think this is funny. Wait, it was a way for me to bring up my tried and true patented tangents that some of you love and some of you statistically probably hate. A dumb luck stumbled upon a Colovian war tort recipe. I'm conflicted. Is it best to sell it to Millionaire PC and learn it and sell the war torts? So what I would consider with selling war torts is that here's what you should do, right? If I was you, this is exactly what I would do. You go to Mournhold, or if you're on PC, probably Vivek and Mournhold, or Vivek, Mournhold, Wayrest, Elden Root, and just see, how many war torts are listed. So you would just go in, search. I don't know if I'm going to be able to spell this correctly. Colovian? Oh, Reed butchered that. Is it Ovian? And then you're going to search by consumables. And I forgot that doesn't break out the recipes. But you would then just see how many of the actual these are listed. Like how many of the actual foods are listed. Because if you notice that there's a deficit on your server, be the person to fill that deficit. If nobody's listing Colovian war torts, the foods for you to eat, go ahead and list them up. But if there's like pages upon pages of these things listed already, well then you might want to... Yikes, I bet it's not a job where you get a lot of good vibes. I mean, it depends. It's very rewarding. I mean, so I work with a lot of foster youth who go, or just families, parents that come from very terrible backgrounds. So being able to help them go from a terrible situation to a good one is probably one of the most rewarding things that you can do in life, in my opinion. So that's where I think, I really want to... That's why I really enjoy my job. It is very chaotic. It also keeps me grounded in reality. So when I come and play ESO, I'm always like, it's a very nice escape for me. That's why generally I try to spread as much positivity on ESO as I can, because it's a nice little positive escape from, people acting like silly gooses all day. Silly geese, if you will. Knowing it's a random drop, is there a best way to farm for an etheric cipher? I don't want to pay 600k for one, but I definitely want those mythical ambrosias. It's kind of like ethereal dust. I don't know if there really is. I'd have to look into it and get back to you, Shaggy. I lean towards there on that. But this is what I would do. So it's the same with people who are like Bewitched Sugar Skulls, for example. Amazing consumable. My brother actually was the one who encouraged me to make Bewitched Sugar Skulls. When he mentioned it and selling it, nobody was selling Bewitched Sugar Skulls. But then I think as a lot of people were farming and doing it, then they were kind of like, maybe, I should be selling Bewitched Sugar Skulls after buying them a whole bunch. And then now the market is flooded with Bewitched Sugar Skulls and I rarely ever sell them. But that definitely means that Scrib Jelly and those ingredients that are made for Bewitched Sugar Skulls still sell really well. Dude, the world needs more people like you. Thank you, ToonBBs82. I appreciate that. I'm interested in the Cypher deal too, and trying to figure that out. I'm sure I could figure out somehow. There's probably some sort of mid-maxed way to do it. I just don't know what that would be necessarily is kind of what I struggle with. But, I'm always willing to look into things for you guys. And if it's... Because I'm also... So remember, I'm off next week, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, by the way, Duan Jaruk. I feel like I didn't say that name, and I apologize for not saying it because I feel like I didn't. But I also feel like some of you have such unique names that I'm like, you guys already know that I pronounce like half the words incorrectly, like motif, melee, aluminium. Then you guys come in here with all these unique names, and I'm like, oh no. And I gotta do them live. I can't retake it if I say something wrong or if I stutter. So, but like for example, like any consumable for those of you who were looking at, like say you were like, oh, like let's look at Bewitched. I wonder how many things that are named Bewitched. Only 2. Like look at how much Bewitched Sugar Skulls are listed. Like think about how many War Torts we just saw. Now, granted, you're not going to eat as many War Torts as you will Bewitched Sugar Skulls. So take that with a grain of salt. But just the listing difference alone is astronomical. Would like an endgame fashion video from you in the future. Now, Kirby, would you want it to focus on like what you should get, like to get into endgame for fashion, or like what I wear, or like what specifically in that fashion would you be interested in? Another good way to tell too if you should be selling consumables is you can see also like if they're selling like fairly well. Like you can go through and you can just check and see like, hey, what's selling. I know I'm doing this like relatively fast, but even in doing this I saw like a ton of Dragon Blood is selling. And for example, I have a stupid amount of Dragon Blood in me because not in me, that sounds, I haven't done anything suspicious with a dragon. In my inventory, because I've made so many videos about how dragon farming is like one of the #1 ways to make gold, and I still have a lot of that Dragon Blood because I've been holding on to it because I like to make my own potions and stuff. Your top picks plus what is popular in the community. That could be kind of cool. Or highly sought after. That's a good one too, like sought after motifs for fashion. I like the idea. I also apologize for this Twilight Matriarch. I sometimes regret making my sorcerer a pet sort because I'm just constantly followed by this constant menace that just flaps its wings, just repeatedly into the camera and into the mic. Now you don't hear it anymore, but I used to actually play the game with game volume. I could probably re-add game volume in too. I probably should do that. So you guys can have like a little bit of listen as to what we're doing. Properties. I'm just gonna do that real quick. 1 second. Desktop audio. Mic, auxiliary audio. Game capture. Now this is not... Okay. Alright. You guys should hear just a pinch of game volume now. Okay, so I got the High Isle DLC, but the new location for Galen and Euphria. What specifically are you asking? I don't see it on the map. Okay, I got you. So it can be a little tricky because sometimes I confuse myself. These are actually two separate areas. They look like they're the same, and they're actually huge. Like this zone right here is probably like bigger almost than like Vardenfell, like realistically. It's actually probably bigger than Somerset, but High Isle is actually just below. Use High Isle. Why, hello there. Hello there, Kenobi. I love my matriarch. I named her Gretchen. That is a name that definitely fits with a matriarch. I need to go do my new life dailies. I'm like forgetting that it's like new life and time. I like completely forget about these things. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not December or January 3rd yet. I think it's January 3rd when this ends. Is it really the one and only Jake Clips? It is, with his new 4K camera that, you know, I wish had like a anti-ugly feature. Kidding.
Excellent.
You know, I could throw out, you know, one of the old, like the Instagram filters over it, you know. I watched a whole video, by the way, on how to edit audio. And so I think I might try to do that. Because, like... What I'm thinking is like, you know, I was like watching this, like, it was literally like a 4-hour video on how to edit audio. Audio could be like a college degree. And it's probably one of the things that people care the most about when they click on a YouTube video. So I think after streaming today, I will work on that and see what I can figure out. Where do I need to go, by the way? Arteron. I think I might try to edit my audio so that way you're constantly listening to Morgan Freeman when you stop by either my streams or my other stuff. So what they don't tell you about working for CPS, right? Is you have a lot of time where you're just sitting and waiting for things. Like you might be at a parent's house and they might be not answering the door, so you might just wait there for something. A classic trick, by the way. I'll teach you this. If you ever come CPS workers, right? Is parents will avoid you a lot of time, but if you wait until like the school bus shows up and then you like knock on the door like right after you walk, you know, wait for the child to go in, you'd be like, "Look, I know you're in there. Like I just watched you open the door." Oh wait, you work at CPS? Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Another trick too is like just start calling the phone that's like in there, and then if you like hear the phone, that happens all the time. Like just start calling the number you have listed for them, and it's like I can hear your phone. Sometimes even better, you're like I can hear the phone moving around. Answer the damn door. Heck no filters, and don't make your voice sound like Freeman. I could sound like Nephis though. What if Nephis' real voice was like completely different? I don't know if you guys have watched Nephis, but every time I you know, you see that his voice, you're like, is that really from that person? What about Plankton? Oh, there we go. I'm a recovery coach, so yes, you probably have experienced it, Jeremy, where it's like, I'm here to help. I am not going to kick down this door, although I have knocked hard enough. So I work mostly with teenagers. Am I too late for drops? No, you could still get your drops 74. I knock like the police apparently. My kids, or I should say my teenagers, tell me that I knock like the police. And honestly, I knock like I'm trying to wake up somebody that's in that house. Like when I knock with purpose. I knock like you're going to wake your ass up and answer this door. And mind you also, I don't try to do visits early in the morning. I'll come by at like noon or 1 p.m. If you're still sleeping at noon, their work history, because sometimes you go to work and whatnot. So I'm like, wake up. It's 1. Drops on YouTube compatible with drops. I am not 100% sure, though, how exactly it worked. So, in question, Ozan, to your question, you guess the next expansion will be about Mirak. Did you see anything that supports this claim by the devs or blogs, or just pure guess? So, there is actually, so during the Dark Heart of Skyrim event, there was 2 added lines that hinted that the Telvanni Peninsula, which is right here, will be the newest expansion area, based on what was said. Now this area is like very into like the Sigic Order and the dark magic and type stuff, so that's where I think that there'll be involvement in the magical, mystical arts. They've also said, the developers, that they're not interested in doing a Daedric invasion type storyline. So then I thought about, well, what about Lorantha, who stole the powers of the ambitions in the Blackwood DLC? She's going to turn to a Daedric prince. That's what she was talking about. She's roaming Oblivion to help her, because why not? And I don't think Mirak would necessarily be directly involved. I think it would just be like an Easter egg. Almost how we had, the Dark Heart of Skyrim DLC. Almost, it looked very similar to the Dawnguard DLC. We've also rehashed the Oblivion Crisis, pretty much, with the Blackwood expansion. The Morrowind DLC, kind of talked about bits and pieces of Morrowind and kind of did some of the things that they did in DLC format. So that's where I think the Drakengard DLC, I'm not saying it's guaranteed to what it is, but I think another Daedric, and it's going to be a multi-year storyline too. So this is going to be something that's going to go on for the next probably 3 years. And the last time they did that, it involved multiple Daedric princes, Clavicus Vile, Mephala, and Nocturna. And then that turned into, after that, then it involved Maroon's Dagon. So I think that there's a good chance we could see a lot of Daedric princes that don't get a lot of light, like Hermaeus Mora, maybe even Periite. Maybe they'll go back to fan favorites like Azura, potentially Meridia. But I think that it will involve potentially all of them. But I think Hermaeus Mora is going to be at the center point because of the chick whose name I can't pronounce, but it starts with the L, Lycanthra. She stole the powers of the ambitions from Maroon's Dagon. She needs someone to help her, like a Daedric prince. Who's she going to turn to? I think that person is going to be Hermaeus Mora. So I think we'll be going back to Hermaeus Mora's realm in this expansion. And so I think that's where I think we'll see the potentially some Easter eggs to Mirak. I don't necessarily think he'll be involved fully. I don't think, we'll see him in that similar sense. Similar to how we didn't see, I believe his name was like Harkin. We didn't see him up in, the whole island boy. It was just Easter eggs, I mean, what do you guys think? Where do you guys think that will be? I got to start doing my Drakengard dailies just so that I can get to the Drakengard Sanctuary. Thanks for the explanation, OZ. And what do you think? I mean, do you think it's like crazy? Do you think it's potential? Like, I think I'm not, and I shouldn't say that. I'm not certain, right? But like, another way that this could happen too is like, you could have like people from like the good and the bad Daedra from Morrowind influencing the Alliance leaders. You could see something like that, storyline play out where, you're in this, political espionage type storyline. I think there's a possibility of that. The only reason I lean towards more of the magical type storyline is we're going to the peninsula where the Sigic Order was created, and I think there's just so much magic there that I think you have to have something like, with, big magic and, maybe involve something like Magnus, Hermaeus Mora, Azura, that's where I think they'll be involved. So, the good Daedra, The good Daedra are referred to by the Morrowind houses. Those are, I believe, Meridia and Azura. Well, let's take a look. Hang on. Do I have the live stream set up? I do, but this is not the... I don't even think I have this screen open anymore. Hang on. We're going to look this up together, because I believe I know who the good Daedra are, but I am not 100% certain. I don't have this... Do I have this up still? No, I don't have this up still. Yeah, I don't have the Safari thing up anymore. Alright. Is it up somewhere secretly? Alright. I'm going to try to pull this up because I believe I know who the good Daedra are, but I'm not 100% certain. And for some reason, Streamlabs is like, hey, you know, let's look at this one. And I'm like, not the window that I need to be in. I need you to be on my Safari that's actually open on something. Like Google. Hello? Like CPS would come for no reason. So do you ever believe that someone could be taken for no reason? Sorry, I missed the initial part of your question. The answer to that is no. Anytime you place a child through CPS, it has to be approved by the court. Most people don't know that, and they think that, you know, we can essentially just go in and take a child. Removing a child requires a court order. Even if it's an ex parte order, that's where you call the judge, similar to like a bench warrant. So in that situation, even in those situations, I should say, you're not acting alone. You know, we have enough probability to call a judge. And then after that, so say you do remove a child after calling a judge, well, you go in front of a judge within 72 hours. So you better have a good rationale as to what you were doing. Could someone be taken from a family for missing school? I mean, in theory, sure, but likely not. Why does it keep popping up with this web screen? I'm just asking questions at this point. No, I mean, it's definitely cool questions and hypotheticals to ask. The answer is just almost certainly no. I don't know why it keeps popping up on this screen. I don't have this screen open in Safari anymore, but... whatever. Oh, wait. There we go. Alright. Alright. Now that we have an actual thing, so we can look up the good Daedra as a team. Good Daedra. As I know that they're referred to by the Dunmer. Azura, Boethia, Mephala. I don't know how accurate the final two is, but I see them definitely being involved. Because Mephala and Boethia, I believe one of these... which one of these is the one that's like, hey, I'll kill you? Or, you know, it's like the political espionage. Is that Mephala the one that's like, you know, plots? Yeah, so that I could definitely see this one being involved with like Hermaeus Mora. I could definitely see something like that. And then Mephala is, you know, the spider lady. Although, I mean, like, you know, she's also kind of like a murderer, the spider god, the whisper lady, queen of oblivion, you know, so she's also got a lot going on herself. An orc god, yeah. Yeah. Thank you for, silence, I'll kill you. So I definitely could see the good Daedra being involved. And good, obviously, is not like, oh my gosh, they're going to be the good guys. I mean, we saw Mephala in Somerset. She wasn't no good guy. Well, I guess she did betray Nocturna after Nocturna betrayed her. Does that make her a good guy? That's relative, I guess, to your definition of good guy. But we did see that in that storylines. But I think when we go to the Telvanni Isle, that's what we're going to see. Azura's my go-to since Linda Carter voiced her. I still am Team Meridia. Eye for an eye. That's probably pretty accurate. I also keep forgetting that it's Friday, but it's not time yet for the Golden Vendor. This is a very weird time for me to be online. Lyrant. Dave, do you know how that's pronounced? I can't even say the word pronounced. But yeah, I think she'll be involved. I mean, she stole literally the power of Maroon's Dagon, like a portion of it. Thank you for the follow, X1 Kachi72. There is a glitch in the Sailor's Waning Festival Grog. If you use an item in Fast Travel, there's a chance the green effect is gone, but the sounds and voiceovers are slowed down permanent until you restart the game. Lyrant? I mean, it probably is. What's good, brother? How's it going, Lucky? That's probably, that sounds pretty accurate. I wonder, I'm like, how is it, You can simply call me Z1. That's probably what I'm going to have to do. No offense. Lyrant. This will be where I am later, making our golden vendor video. You guys can already imagine it. I know you guys are already excited. I'm also going to try to use this bad boy. Because I think that this audio quality is better than what I get through my Xbox. That's fine. My Kokachi part is Japanese. That makes sense. And it's, unfortunately, as my people will tell you, I'm not very good at pronouncing things. I never played the story mode after I beat the main story. Where's a good place to start after that? So, some of these zones are connected in that the storyline from one goes to another. For example, Vardenfell goes, so you do Vardenfell, and then the plot line will then take you to the Clockwork City, which I believe then takes you to Somerset. It's a great way to do it, in the same way that you could do Northern Elsewhere and then Southern Elsewhere. So that's all very good options for you to be able to do. But honestly, if you're looking to where you could go, you kind of can go wherever. I know it's a very bad answer. Is there like a story map? There is. I go in chronological order. I'll Google this real quick. As I've tried to put this in Xbox videos before, and it just does not blow up very well. So I'm going to see if you guys can see this. Oh, this guy made it even. Oh, this isn't the image. This guy actually made like a list of all the quests you should do in order. Let's not focus on that at the minute. Oh, I love this. This right here. Ooh, here we go. This is good. I love this. This is definitely a really nice resource, because the last one I saw had the zones written out. This is a beautiful map. I love this. Like how it's got Cold Harbor as like a little bit of everything. Because in theory, like, you would go to Cold Harbor, like, at the same point, but if you were trying to do, like, all the zones, you could kind of do it like that. Oh, gosh, I'm getting ads. So, in theory... Wait, you stream through your Xbox. How are you showing us this? Well, I'm using a capture card. Every day, I slowly upgrade one or two things, on my ability to, on my streaming stuff. So, I slowly become a little bit better every day. Get rid of those, by the way. So I'm using a capture card and Streamlabs, and then I have this mic that I use. And ads are just filling up on ESO Hub. Just because I feel like it's such a big question that I think a lot of people have. And Travis, potentially, it's going to be hard for you guys to communicate with me, though, if we are streaming Dragon Star Arena. It'd be hard for us to yell at each other. I really want the event tickets for the Telvanni Peninsula to be for growing a mushroom tower like an OG Morrowind. Best part of sliding with the House of Telvanni. It'd be kind of cool if they did it. ESO Hub really helps out. 100% agree. Yeah, that's cool. Good to see. Hope the graph here helps. I'll leave it up. We can go back to here. Go back to our old regularly scheduled program. We are up to 39 people, by the way. I might also have to peep at how we are doing in the Twitch lineup here. It's like it's crazy because like the more Twitch viewers you have, the higher up you go. The more Twitch viewers you get, it's like a little bit stressful, honestly. You're constantly sorry. Somebody was yelling at somebody. Called him a mouth breather. It's stressful, but kind of fun at the same time. If that makes any type of twisted sense. Oh gosh, where are we? Where are we on the lineup? Oh come on, they should definitely put us in the top two. You know, we've got, you know, we're getting up there. Oh, Evie's on my keyboard. Evie, it's on the keyboard, little doofus. Come here. At the moment, you're the top Xbox Yesto streamer. Does that actually show on there? Evie, please don't stand on this. Evie, little silly goose. I don't actually even see myself on here. Oh wait, there I am. We're 4th down. Don't stress, man. At the moment, you're doing good. Thank you, Cold 89 or Cold B89. Sorry. And I try not to stress about it. I just like to look at it, you know, because I'm always like, oh gosh, how are we doing? What's happening? I had my YouTube chat pulled up on my Chromebook. My cat is like completely destroyed whatever screen and stuff I was on that. So hang on, let me pull this back up again. You're top tier streamer worthy. Oh, and she just sat on my, oh my gosh. She just sat on my other keyboard. Oh my goodness, Evie, you're destroying everything. All right, come here. Sit. You want to sit down? Why don't you sit? There we go. All right, we've appeased the beast for a minute. We've got that all squared away. Sorry about that, everyone. My cat wants my attention, and she will get it. Is her MO. Good afternoon, Splinter. Are we not good enough for you? You are definitely good enough for me. I find the event quests give recipes which are useful and can be kept even after the event. I believe. No, they definitely are actually really good ones. Evie, more like Umbra. Yeah. Or Umbreon. She has trained her human well. You guys see this, by the way? This is exactly what she wanted. Your videos are the best because you talk about rare items and how to get them and cover a lot of cool things that others don't bother with. Thank you, Rocktown Sage. Cat is gonna cat. She definitely is. You just see this now. Now she's like, I don't need to walk around anymore. I'm where I want to be. She gets annoyed sometimes when I lean forward because she can't sit on my legs. So I'm pretty sure that that's what her whole ploy was this whole time. She was like, I'm going to get him to... I'm going to get him to put me on his legs so I can sit on there. Is that what your whole plan? That's what it sounds like. That's the problem with having a cat. But, you know, we love our animals. I'm getting a lot of the same outfit pages and currently worth not selling on Xbox, just I'll save them in my bank for now. What were you responding to? What did Vulcan say? I do it for outfit styles and to get event tickets for when they next so I have a jump. Yeah, so sometimes it really depends on the market, on what you should or shouldn't be selling at a specific time. You just don't want to you don't want to waste your slots on something if there's already like hundreds of listings or everyone's already, you know, gotten to the jump on a specific item. Because that's the tricky part about ESO's economy is like you don't know how many people are going to have a specific listing. Where is this temple? Is it in the city? I don't remember this one. Oh, it's over here. So always trying to find stuff that's not listed is the easiest way to do it. Did you ever make a video on what specifically, Christopher? I have made at least a couple videos in my day, some of which are even half decent, and some of which are, you know, some of which are a little, you know, Did you ever make a video on tips and tricks on guild management? I've actually don't think I've done that. I did a video on how to change your guild name, which I thought was pretty cool. But guild management is not something I've done. I could do it. I could do something on that like that though. I desperately tried to get the skull chest and legs, but damn it, I just keep getting weapons. That's the problem when you have stuff. Is that you sometimes get things that you don't need. You guys should see when I was trying to become a master fisher. That was a horrible experience that I gave up on. I've like thought about trying to do that on stream, but the levels of frustration that you feel when you're trying to become a master fisherman, or a master baiter if you will, is you're constantly getting stuff that you don't need. And then, not only are you getting stuff that you don't need, like, you're not, like, so if you keep getting these duplicates of, like, greens, you're not even, like, making gold. So at least for fish, you can, like, try to get a perfect row or something. At the time, you're not even there, getting that. I spent some crowns on a 60 space chest to store event rewards to sell later, still having bank space and upgrades necessary. Crown seems like the best play. Will you make a recommended daily routine video? I could certainly do that. I've definitely done videos on like most profitable daily quests, so I definitely could do like a daily routine because I think that would encompass like more things. Look how you like blend in with my pants. People are like, you're gonna start wiggling around and people are gonna be very confused on what's going on. I think it's a good video idea though, daily routines. Master Angler is an exercise in patience. Exercise in something. ESO quality of life, give us more chests. Agreed. I also always forget which island is which. I always think this is Stros Mackay. This isn't Stros Mackay. I think for new players be most helpful. Agreed. And I also think too it's also nice to compare like, you know, what some, why is my guy buttons not doing anything? My button inputs are not doing anything. Hang on, my keyboard at least seems to be working. Hang on. Just reload UI. That should fix it. There we go. See that? Sometimes you have to do the old reload UI trick. 50 slot or 500 slot vaults, please. Yeah, like the old Arc vaults. Love the hoarders in the game. I also, by the way, don't forget that you don't have to just buy those with gold. You can buy those things with writ books or Telvar also. So like, please don't think that you have to go out and exclusively get your stuff with crowns. I know a lot of people think that all the good stuff's in the crown store, but I actually don't like the crown store. Like, there really just isn't a lot of good stuff in there, which is probably like an anti-hot take. Like, the houses, for example, I love the houses in ESO. That'll always get me. But, like, when I have extra crowns from ESO Plus, I usually just sell them. Or maybe I'll buy, like, a weapon pack. Because I think that, like, this, for example, is dope. Like, this one. And besides that, though, I mean, it's not a whole lot there that I usually get. That's probably a hot take that is a little too hot for a Friday at 2:52 p.m. That happened to me last night. Says Lucky Wolf. What happened to you last night? Sorry, Lucky Wolf, I missed it. How much is ESO Plus? I think it's $14.99. Maybe. I have all available chests. They need more. Agreed. Who is hitting me? Oh, it's a wasp. I was like, better be a wolf, but definitely would have saved up Brits, but I need the space now. Have ESO Plus. I'll get it all back eventually. $15. That's not bad. Especially because it gives you all the DLC, so it gives you a good idea of like, you know, do I want to, you know, play this game? Because you basically, when you have ESO Plus, you basically get access to everything. ESO Plus comes in bundles, more months in buy, and the cheaper it is. I actually didn't know that. And I probably should know that. I also thought that I've done every side quest in the game, and there's a side quest here that I've not completed. And I'm wondering why this is. Is this a new quest?
I meet you at last. I saw you.
No, it can't be because they're talking about Stros Mackay. But I feel like I've done all the quests here. Weird.
Know what you're planning, Your Grace.
I'm probably getting tired, but I heard that you spoke about fishing, but masturbator, LMAO. No, I didn't say that. I'm just kidding. I couldn't play the game without it. All the crafting materials would take up all my bank space. So yeah, that's definitely fair. Just save up your gold and buy crowns. Bought almost all the DLCs that way and dropped 700k on Stillwater House. See, yeah, and he's 100% correct. You can do that also too. Had to reload the game. You can hit reload UI like I did. That will be significantly easier for you, but you know, if you ever run into that problem, reload your UI. I am also confused. Is this a new quest that I've not seen before? I'm wondering, maybe it's a clue for the next expansion, because I feel like I've done every single quest, because I have the Betnik. I guess when this one doesn't have a quest on, maybe I didn't do it. Paid $10 for the game, they wrote me in with plus. They won. That's how they get you. I thought I'd done the found quest to hunt a golden rabbit in the rift. Yeah, I think they explicitly make it so that you don't have to find like every single side quest for the achievement thing. You just keep chirping at me? Are you just trying to be heard on the microphone? Do you want people to know that your voice is heard? I guess I could whip out Isabel too. I've just had her in here for this whole time. Let's get to this little shrine here. Is stream frozen for y'all? No? Not. I have it up on my computer too, and it's not frozen either. So it shouldn't be frozen. I hope it's not frozen. You guys, is the stream frozen? Help! There's another quest here! What in a good golly gosh is happening? Well, I'm gonna do these quests real quick, so it's done it a couple times for a sec or two. Interesting. Wonder why that is. My CPU usage is real low, so hopefully it doesn't do that. Back. Sorry about that if that happens. I refreshed to be good now. I don't know what causes stuff like that, unfortunately. Get on down to this northern shrine here. Could be our connections too. I guess that's true. I won't panic. Yet, at least. Panic! There's a little cat just sitting here staring at the TV. Just looking at the TV. Is that what you're doing? You like watching TV? She's not a big TV person. She just loves to stare out the window. Are they undoing the Betnik Totem quest? They're super easy. They're like super easy in the main story journey. I don't know. I'm not really quite sure what I'm doing right now, but I feel a little stupid because I thought I had all the quests done. Oh, she's going for a walk. No, she's not. She just wants me to pet her. Damn keyboard typing. Sorry. No problem, 74. Oh, she wants me to pet her. Hang on. I gotta... Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Give me a minute. Windows are TV cat for free. That is true. She just loves to stare out the window. You good? Oh. Now she's playing with my foot. Alright, well, we've at least satiated her bloodlust for now. Cute cat, thank you. The story as to how I got her is a little bizarre. It'll probably be a YouTube video one day on a separate channel, because the way that I got her is demonetizable. It involves attempted murder. I want to hear it, dang, okay. Well, I mean, basically, some very tragic things were happening. I was working late, and somebody was... So I was placing a kid very late, Friday, it was the 13th, and... Somebody was also placing a family, but they were taking them to a hotel. I was placing a kid in foster because the grandparents tried to murder them. And so they bring this cat in, and I'm like, why do you have a cat with you? And they were like, oh, because, you know, that we're placing these family in a hotel. They weren't really placing them, I should say. It's not like they were foster homing this hotel. They were like... Their house was being condemned. The city was kicking them out, so we were basically paying for them to go to a hotel. They being the other worker. And the cat came over to me while she was, while she was over there at her cube. And then she was like sleeping on my foot and playing with me. She was very cute. And then I was like, if you can't find anywhere for the cat to go, I'll take the cat home with me. Because the hotel that the family ended up going to couldn't take cats. And then they really couldn't take care of the cat either. So I ended up inheriting a cat. That's the general heads and tail of the stories without bringing up anything that's too specific that would get me in trouble.
Here's some information.
Oh, and apparently, Siri find a news article. Wow. That's just the average day, you know? Need to find some stone tooth mystery meat to finish this thing. All these wolves. Oh, look at all these wolves. Come back! Come back! Where are you going? Oh, wait, there's one right here. I'm a CWRS recovery coach who do a lot of the same type of work. Is that, the C for CWRS, that's not child, is it? I'm guessing you do that with adults, I'm guessing. Well, I respect your work. I get Monday blues, and then I hear what others do for a living, and I have to reality check. Well, I mean, everyone's job is important to some degree. Everyone has a purpose in, what they do. So don't think that, because somebody else has, a super stressful day, that doesn't, take away from what you do either. Certified recovery support worker. Oh, that makes sense. I was looking at child recruitment, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not a recovery coach thing, because we have different acronyms that start with CR. Finish all these snacks on the table here. New Hampshire, nice. The pie. Cat, what are you doing? Oh, he's meowing at me. What? Yes? You want me to move my arms? Is that what you want? That is what you want. Oh my goodness. There we are. Oh, walking over here. Oh, you want to sit on my leg? Oh, do you? Oh. Yes. Where is the cat? Says K Minion. Well, right here is the cat. Right in plain view. Just for you. And I don't know really where to put my hands. Oh, hail the cat. Oh no, don't kill the wolf. Oh no, big sad. Sorry, lucky wolf. You make it very distracting to try to stream, you know that? Oh no, the cat is cute. She's a menace. When she wants you to pet her, she'll just start headbutting your hands. Like she'll just start. Which I guess is cute. I mean, it is cute. Like I'll be realistic here. It is very cute. She could just be very distracting. Like I remember in one of my YouTube videos, I didn't even notice it until I was like going through the audio, like in upload, and you could actually hear her meow into the microphone because she sometimes, when I start talking, like she'll think I'm talking to her, which is okay. I talk to you. I like to talk to you. But even if I'm like on that they should be talking to, and she'll just start meowing, or chirping, to be like, hey, what's everyone saying over here? What's everyone talking about me, huh? Also, I got these crown crates, by the way, and I got these from a viewer, and I appreciate you. I said this last stream. I didn't open them last stream. I forget why, but we'll open them now, so I don't constantly have this exclamation point. We'll see if we get anything. And it doesn't look like we're off to a great start. Oh, I have my leg back. Oh, I'm losing my leg again. Oh! I thought we were about to get a flip card. You guys see that? He like just put his hand. He just put his hand up here like he was about ready to flip a card over for us, but he didn't give us a flip card. Ridiculous. Oh, she wants me to pet her. That's why she's following my hand. Yes, Evie. Yes. Evie. Can you imagine how much money we would make if we were a cat channel, Evie? You would just be raking in the people. You know, you could be raking in the views right now. It's adorable. I don't know how this translates to ESO viewers, though. I don't think the ESO fan base is overtly cat predisposed. Now, granted, there is the Khajiit race, but not everyone has a Khajiit, you know? Oh my gosh. So gotta get rid of these. Cats are awesome, but so entitled. Mm-hmm. For real. Yep. I think your cat's next stream upgrade might have to be a cat cam or channel points on Twitch to go to her treats. That cat would have more views. She's just so social, you know? I think that's what makes her very special. She's just like, wants to be involved in everything. She'll be like, oh, what's going on over here? You know, you cooking dinner? Well, maybe I should watch. Well, the problem with the cat cam would be, like on top of me. It would just be like, you guys looking at my face, and then my waist. My cat just lays on my keyboard. That's cute, too. Aww. I have it, so generally, there's a heated, you can't see it because it's just off screen, but there's a heated blanket right here. And this heated blanket is what I call a trap. It's a trap because it keeps her comfortable from wanting to like move around. That's how I trick her while I'm streaming, to be a little more relaxed. Does it work? No. Does it make her comfy? Of course. I forgot to bind these to myself. By the way, you can still find these pretty cheap. I freaking love these things. I would definitely invest. I definitely, you know, would consider it. Every gamer seems to have cats. Maybe it's time for my dog to get a feline friend too, LOL. That's fair. It was me. She was probably like walking around the office, you know, eyeing up, you know, all the other caseworkers and was like, who's going to give me the best home? And she looked at me and she was like, oh yeah, he'll treat me well. As a woman, my cat likes to try to curl up on my chest. Oh god. That's probably not very comfortable. She sleeps on my neck sometimes too when I'm sleeping. She'll be like, oh, right below his face. Or sometimes just straight up on my face. Or sometimes she'll just start kissing my face too. But let us continue. I'm just trying to clear out some of my inventory spaces here. I think all of this stuff was just stuff that I couldn't get rid of. Thank you for the follow, Ruben Giebel. Oh, and a piece of the evergreen thing that we didn't have. That's always neato burrito. Boom. Put that in the old book. I've got 3 of those jacks in my stash chest. Hee doing those dailies. Good for you. I don't know if they're going to be able to be sold as of yet, because I don't know, like, you know, how popular they are right now. They were very popular at the beginning of the event, leading up to it. But does she wait until you drift off and then lick your nose for 5 minutes straight? She doesn't do that. Doesn't do that. When I go to sleep, she will also go to sleep. So she at least does that. It's more so the waking up thing that she likes. She'll be like, all right. Because I wake up every day for work at about the same time. And so whenever I'm waking up for work, you know, she'll be ready to go. But if, say, for example, I'm not working, like it's a Saturday or Sunday, she's like, why are you behind schedule? What's going on here? is what I imagine goes on in her head. She's like, I need to wake him up. Maybe the evergreen set is very nice looking set. It does look pretty nice. It's a little bit too holiday festive for me to wear year round, but I do like it. Any of you guys watch Moist Critical on YouTube and or Twitch? You guys know who I'm talking about? Let me go check to see here too with the event tickets. See if we can get anything good, because I don't really know if there's anything that's even worth getting right now here, but we'll take a look. Woo! Alright, so we still are missing a couple of these pieces. I think I actually have this, I just haven't bound it to myself because I didn't know if I wanted to sell it. And then we've got all of this stuff already, and we have the bunny. Penguins is awesome. Started watching his reaction videos recently. So Penguins made a video about a content creator who was like a Twitch streamer, right? And the Twitch streamer had like 30 to 50 like concurrent viewers, and I'm like, bro, if I do something crazy enough, I could be reacted to by Moist Critical. It was a very eye-opening moment. That was the only reason I brought it up. That was kind of it. I just thought that was kind of neat because I was like, oh, you know, I'm at that point where I could be involved in like YouTube drama, and then I'm like, could I be on Keemstar? You know. I hope not. Akatosh skin is cool. It definitely does look cool. I'll also show you, some of you guys may not know this, Craglorn also has an event ticket merchant. So we'll sneak on over there real quick. I'll show you guys that. What event comes next? A little breathing room or right into it? I don't know if they've released anything really for January. I believe in you, Jake. Meet Moist, 10 out of 10 would watch. I think the only way at this point, with this size, that I could meet him would be as if I do something crazy enough to get his attention. And unfortunately, that would probably have to be something bad. Yeah, lucky my youngest cat Dodger does that. He's definitely something special. That's kind of cute, though. I don't know if they've said anything about the next event, though. I think, I always forget where the Indrake vendor is. I'm like, she's somewhere over here. Hiding over here. There we go. I imagine there'll probably be some sort of event, though, in between there. I don't know, though. Is this the last chance to get the Soul Dragon pet? Is it retired? So normally I would say potentially it could be retired. I would definitely get it now if you want it. Definitely get it now. But I think what will happen is like the Indrake vendor, they will eventually make like another stand for like the Soulfire stuff. So I think there's a very high chance that they do something like that. Let's see though. Has ESO said anything new about anything? Let's take a look. Let's take a little peek at what's going on. How are we doing on Twitch, by the way? Let's take a look. How are we doing? Where's our boy Jake? Here he is. Woohoo! Look at Jake. Xbox coaching PvP. Let us see. Actually, I'm going to keep that open because I really like that tab. And there was my keyboard. ESO. So, alright, have they said anything? Let's take a look. News? Let's see. You get anything here? Holiday pack, free pet, inspiration. Doesn't look like it. Events? I don't think there's going to be anything that would be higher up. Yeah, it would be higher up. Announcements. I don't think this is going to tell us anything about the future and beyond. Standard edition. What I would suspect, though, is like after this stuff ends, like on the 2nd, is when they're going to start releasing kind of like what's new. I think they have a Facebook page, too. Make sure I'm not auto-signed into Facebook so you guys don't like see whatever things people are bitching about on my Facebook page here real quick. I like we go usually their Facebook page. I feel at least, usually has more updates than like their other stuff does. Yeah, and it like posts them a little bit faster. I could be wrong though. Let's see. Very, very slow. They might reskin the dragon and make it a different color. Good idea too. I just turned my game off now, just watching you on my TV and commenting on my phone. Thank you, Lone Wolf Survival. I appreciate it. Might not transform my dragon into the Griff mount if they retired it. I definitely dig the pet. I mean, I would definitely take the Griffin mount. Does not look like Facebook is giving any details here. Last post was December 22nd. Woohoo! I found you on Twitch. Good to see you. When it comes to morphs, has cheered 1 bit. Thank you, Lucky Wolf. I don't actually fully quite understand what a bit is, but I know to appreciate it. But I also appreciate all of you here. What are you doing, Evie? I actually did not know that, and I feel a little bit silly, but I also do not like non-combat pets, so it perfectly makes sense for me to not fully recognize that I'm killing my pets when I make those decisions. Alright, my cat also knocked over a couple things again in her warpath. There we go. Uh-oh. You can stay right there. But yeah, so Craglorn has the Indrake vendor. I suspect what'll happen is eventually they'll have like a vendor for some of the past year event stuff. And they'll throw it in some of these here. Because just, I mean, like, look how empty all this is. You can't tell me that there's not going to be something good here, you know? Like, look at how many vendors there are. Look how much exotic, like, stuff is behind them. So that's where I'm pretty hopeful that we'll get some of the past stuff back in. Not that I don't think some of it will be excluded. Rip Jake's pet. Yeah. Listen, I have a lot of pets. And I don't really even need most of them. Let me see. Where's non-combat pets? Like, is this not enough pets? You know, I don't do anything with them anyway. Like, realistically, you're just going to get yelled at for having him out in a trial anyway, you know. I don't even know if I had to pick a pet out, like, which one I would use. You know, like, if I had to have a pet. This is pretty cute, actually. What do you look like? That is kind of cute, actually. Alright, but, besides that, fluke example. Except maybe this chicken, too. That's kind of hilarious. Besides that, I mean, like, come on. A ghostly house cat. That is very odd. Hermit crab. And that's actually kind of cool, too. A little fire spider. Meridian saber cub? What does that look like? Oh. Why is Meridia inflaming her powers into little saber cats? We don't ask these questions around here, I guess. I don't know which one I want to have out. Should I even have one out? Do you think I'm just going to get yelled at? What do you look like? Alright, that's kind of funny. I'll just be followed around by a little goat. But there are actual pets with, like, actual purpose. Let me see if I can actually find you an example of such a craziness. Is it an upgrade? I forget where it actually is. Yes, so if you actually buy these 3 pets, you actually get something that's worth something. So, like, you could get this boar, and every character you have gets 5 extra slots. You don't have to have this pet out. You don't have to have anything. This pet actually gives you a purpose in life. So, this is what I would suggest for you if you guys are looking for something. One of these three, or all of them, because it's all stackable, and you don't have to. Again, you don't have to have them out. So, I got the Mage's Guild pet as a freebie for level 20 rewards, and it was amazing because it worked so well with my character story of joining the Mage's Guild. That's cool. I actually don't remember which that would be. What are some good sets for a Magica Templar? It depends PvE versus PvE. Fake Clip Gaming. Interesting name. It'll really depend on what kind of like Templar you're trying to run. It's a cat. That is ironic. Mage's Guild. Is there a fast way to level that tree? I need late trees for this guild. I have works for the furthest along my build is 6. So you get points for completing extra books. So like the books that you find, for example, are part of like collections, and when you finish a collection, you get like extra Mage's Guild. So what I would suggest too is trying to complete collections. So try to complete zones, like base game zones. And also there is a daily quest for the Mage's Guild that you can do also, which is right, I believe it's this building here. It's in the capital. You can do it from any capital. You go in here, you can see the daily quest marker. You can do this daily quest and also get Mage's Guild XP. So you could do this little quest here. I found a site that has maps of where the books are. Yeah, there's tons of maps and stuff out there. But I would also supplement it by doing this also, because I think this gives you the equivalent to finding like a good chunk of books for your level up rewards. And let me check something. I'm gonna go eat and play some games, but I'll see you later. I'm gonna lurk though. I appreciate it. Make the video tonight for the Golden Vendor, so I might also be not on for too much longer. So if you guys could give me some quick suggestions for videos, we talked about a new player guide, a returning player guide. We talked a lot about a bunch of other things that would go specifically in those. We talked about some things that could go in shorts, some items, how to farm specific things like the ethereal cipher. Mage's Guild grind is the only one I dislike. Well, maybe in Sigic, because a lot of just finding things. That is true. That's the unfortunate part, is a lot of like, hey, go around and do this little thingamahoozin, and it's just not interesting, or like doesn't really pull you into the storyline. Unfortunately. What I'm thinking though is I might also stream early tomorrow. I think it'd be kind of cool to get on like before any of the other like big streamers are on. Maybe like stream at like 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, try to sneak on in there. Maybe even stream again tonight, depending on who's on. See if I can snag my way up there and get some new silly gooses, for the squad, for the silly geese flock. But any other things, suggestions that you guys have? We're working on a mementos that can be earned. Forgotten furnishing vendors, that's a good one, such as the Undaunted, Mage's Guild, etc. It's a good idea. Like that, I'm gonna screenshot it. That's my secret, by the way, is because I have my phone out showing the chat. Whenever somebody suggests a good idea, I just take a screenshot. If you were to look through my phone, you'd be very confused as to like what I was doing. But what other suggestions do we have here before I take us away? I'm going to try to figure out the audio quality. Any polymorphs or costumes? There's tons of those that you can earn. Slowly highlighting those with my like top 5 videos, but not necessarily like polymorphs or costumes explicitly. It's kind of like 5 rewards that are really cool that you can earn through achievements. 5 really cool rewards you can earn through scrying. 5 really cool rewards you can earn through, whatever. Questing, main quest, side quest, daily quest, stuff like that. That's kind of what I've been trying to focus on. But I could definitely also look more towards like polymorphs and costumes also. Plus, I have that next week off, so I definitely plan to start really uploading like YouTube Shorts. So that'll be something that I really want to start getting into and seeing kind of how I can dabble in that. So that'll be a project for me to work on also. Any other suggestions or anything you guys have? Any other things that you guys are like, ooh, Jake, gotta do this, my guy? And I'll be like, whoa, I hear ya. It's a great idea. It's even if it's just a YouTube short, very simple question. Like, I'll definitely figure out what I can. Oh, sorry, I like loaded up a screen that had an ad on it. Please don't hurt me. So I'm always looking for things too, even if they're super easy questions too, that could be answered. So always let me know what you're thinking. At the moment, I can polymorph into an ice cube. See? I wish they would make the clear insect outfit a polymorph. I think it's just a little bit too broken for PvP. I think that's kind of why they don't want it to be a something like that, honestly. Unfortunately. But I agree with you. I think it is very cool too. And it's also, you know, something that it's not like broken for PvP. I think it would have to be made a little bit different though. Like you would have to make it a little more filled in, you know. That would be the only thing. Sorry, skin, not polymorph. Well, if you're referring to the one for New Life, I'm guessing. Whew. Whew. All right. Whew. Doing your New Life charity writs, which you can do right now. Do those things right now. Do it. Whew. Alright, I'm getting sleepy. I'm also trying to figure out where to save my live streams, because like YouTube doesn't do a very good job at saving live streams. I'm also trying to figure that out too. So if you see me like tweak that, also don't kill me. I'm trying to fix it and make it look good based on what YouTube's weird algorithm thing is. Oh, I thought he was talking about like a gelatinous cube. It'd be really unique if you could just like squish yourself down into like a cube of ice. But I'm going to wrap this up here because I have to go make some lunch and entertain my cat because she's back at staring at me again. So I know she wants more attention. So let me know if you guys have questions, comments, ideas for future videos, because you are always my main primary source of inspiration. So please, please, please let me know what I can do to help you guys. If you have questions, ideas, suggestions, skits, funny ideas, serious ideas, you know, everything else under the sun, please let me know. You guys will definitely see me back for the Golden Vendor review video tonight. We may also do some more streams too, because I think streaming is just very fun. It's very laid back, and I definitely enjoy it. So I appreciate all you guys. Appease the feline overlord. That'll be the goal here for the next little bit, and I'll be tweaking my audio so I sound crisp, you know, for my video tonight. So I will catch you guys then. Hope to see you then for the Golden Vendor video. It'll be put around, you know, 8 p.m. ish sharp, you know, Eastern Standard Time. So tune in then, and you know, well, I'll talk to you guys later.